Hey there, my wonderful friends. Welcome back to the channel, where we're all about helping you live your healthiest, happiest life, especially in your golden years. Picture this. You're heading to the doctor for a checkup, maybe feeling a bit nervous, hoping everything's okay. You sit down, answer a few questions, and leave with a prescription or some advice. But what if I told you there's one huge mistake that so many seniors make during these visits that could put their health at risk? It's not about forgetting your insurance card or showing up late. It's something much bigger, and it could mean the difference between catching a problem early or letting it spiral into something serious. In this video, we're diving into the biggest mistakes seniors make when visiting the doctor and sharing 5 practical ways to fix it so you can stay healthy, active, and in control. These aren't just my opinions. They're backed by medical research, expert insights, and real-life stories from seniors just like you who learn how to make the most of their doctor visits. Whether you're someone who sees a doctor regularly or only goes when you absolutely have to, this video is for you. Stick with me until the end, because I'm going to share inspiring stories of people who turned their health around by avoiding this mistake, plus easy tips you can use at your next appointment. By the time we're done, you'll feel empowered to take charge of your health like never before. Let's jump in. So, what's the biggest mistake seniors make when visiting the doctor? It's not being fully honest or prepared during the appointment. I know it sounds simple, but hear me out. So many of us downplay symptoms, forget to mention important details, or walk into the doctor's office without a clear plan. Maybe you're worried about seeming like a complainer, or you think, oh, it's just part of getting older. But this can lead to misdiagnoses, delayed treatments, or even preventable health problems. A 2019 study in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society found that nearly 40% of seniors don't fully disclose symptoms to their doctors, often because they're embarrassed or think it's not a big deal. That's a huge risk, especially after 65, when catching issues early is critical for staying healthy and independent. Let me share a story about Betty, a 72-year-old from Texas. Betty had been feeling unusually tired and was having some stomach issues, but when she went to her doctor, she brushed it off, saying, "It's probably just stress or aging." She didn't want to seem like she was making a fuss. The doctor took her word for it and didn't dig deeper. Months later, Betty's symptoms got worse, and she ended up in a hospital with a treatable condition that could have been caught earlier if she'd been more open. After that scare, Betty learned her lesson. She started preparing for her appointments and being upfront about every symptom, no matter how small. Now, she's back to her active life, volunteering at her local library. Betty told me, "I realize my doctor can't help me if I don't give them a full picture." Betty's story is a wake-up call. Your doctor's office is where you need to be your own best advocate. Not being honest or prepared can lead to misdiagnoses, unnecessary tests, or even missing a chance to catch something serious early. The good news? You can avoid this mistake with a few simple strategies. Let's break down 5 practical ways to make sure you're getting the most out of every doctor visit. Our first tip is to write down your symptoms beforehand. It's so easy to forget things when you're sitting in the doctor's office, especially if you're feeling nervous or rushed. Maybe you meant to mention that occasional chest pain or those dizzy spells, but in the moment, it slips your mind. Writing down your symptoms ahead of time ensures you don't miss anything important. A 2020 study in the Annals of Family Medicine found that patients who brought a symptom list to their appointments were 25% more likely to have their concerns addressed thoroughly. That's a simple step that can make a big difference. Let's talk about George, a 75-year-old from New York. George used to go to his doctor appointments with a vague idea of what was bothering him. A bit of fatigue here, some joint pain there. But he'd often forget key details, like how long he'd been feeling off or when the symptoms started. One day, his daughter gave him a notebook and suggested he write down everything he was experiencing. George started jotting down his symptoms, including how often they happened and what made them better or worse. At his next appointment, he handed the list to his doctor, who was able to pinpoint a vitamin D deficiency and recommend a simple supplement. George told me, "That little notebook changed everything. I felt like I was finally in control of my health." George's story shows how powerful it is to come prepared. Writing down your symptoms helps you stay organized and gives your doctor a clear picture of what's going on. It's like giving them a roadmap to your health. so they can focus on finding the right solutions instead of guessing. Plus, it makes you feel more confident during the visit, knowing you've covered everything. What you can do: grab a notebook or use your phone to create a symptom list before your next appointment. Write down everything you've noticed, even if it seems minor. Things like tiredness, aches, changes in appetite, or trouble sleeping. Note when the symptoms started, how often they happen, and anything that makes them better or worse. Bring this list to your appointment and share it with your doctor. If you're not sure what's relevant, write it down anyway. It's better to share too much than too little. This simple step will help you avoid leaving out critical details. Our second tip is be honest about all your symptoms, even the embarrassing ones. I know it can feel awkward to talk about things like digestive issues, bladder problems, or memory lapses. You might worry about being judged or think it's not a big deal, but holding back can prevent your doctor from catching serious issues early. A 2021 study in the Journal of General Internal Medicine found that seniors who were open about all their symptoms, including sensitive ones, were more likely to receive accurate diagnoses and effective treatments. Your doctor's job is to help you, not judge you. They've heard it all before. Let me tell you about Maria, a 70-year-old from California. Maria was dealing with occasional urinary incontinence, but she was too embarrassed to mention it to her doctor. She thought it was just a normal part of aging and didn't want to bring it up, but her daughter encouraged her to be honest, saying, "Mom, your doctor's there to help you." Maria finally spoke up at her next visit, and her doctor found a treatable urinary tract infection that was causing the issue. With a short course of antibiotics and some lifestyle tweaks, Maria's symptoms improved, and she felt so much more confident. She told me, "I was so scared to talk about it, but being honest gave me my life back." Maria's story is a reminder that no symptom is too small or too embarrassing to share. Things like changes in bowel habits, trouble sleeping, or even mood swings could be clues to underlying health issues. By being open, you give your doctor the full picture, which can lead to faster diagnoses and better outcomes. Plus, it feels so liberating to get those concerns off your chest. What you can do: before your appointment, make a mental note to share everything, even the stuff that feels uncomfortable. If it helps, practice what you'll say with a trusted friend or family member to feel more at ease. You can also write down sensitive symptoms in your notebook and hand it to your doctor if saying them out loud feels too hard. Remind yourself that your doctor is there to help, not judge. Being honest could catch a problem early and keep you healthy and active. Our third tip is to ask questions and clarify instructions. Doctor visits can feel rushed, and it's easy to leave feeling confused about what you're supposed to do next. Maybe you're not sure about a new medication, or you don't understand why a test was ordered. If you don't ask questions, you might miss critical information that affects your health. A 2020 study in Health Affairs found that patients who asked questions during doctor visits were 20% more likely to follow through with treatment plans and had better health outcomes. Asking questions isn't being difficult. It's being proactive. Let's talk about Robert, a 74-year-old from London. Robert was prescribed a new medication for his blood pressure, but he didn't fully understand how to take it or what side effects to watch for. He was too shy to ask questions during his appointment, thinking the doctor was too busy. A few weeks later, he started feeling dizzy and ended up back at the doctor's office. This time, Robert came prepared with a list of questions. How should I take this? What should I do if I feel off? His doctor explained everything clearly, adjusted the dose, and Robert felt so much better. He told me, asking questions made me feel like I was part of the team, not just a patient. Robert's experience shows how important it is to speak up. Your doctor might use medical jargon or move quickly, but you have every right to understand what's going on. Asking questions helps you follow through with treatments correctly and avoid problems down the road. It also builds a stronger relationship with your doctor, which is key to staying healthy. What you can do: before your appointment, write down 2 to 3 questions you want to ask, like, what does this medication do? Or, are there side effects I should watch for? If you don't understand something during the visit, say, can you explain that in simpler terms? Don't leave until you're clear on the next steps, like when to take a medication or when to follow up. If you're feeling overwhelmed, bring a family member or friend to take notes or ask questions for you. Being curious keeps you in control of your health. Our fourth tip is to bring a complete list of medications and supplements. This is a big one because doctors need to know everything you're taking to avoid dangerous interactions or misdiagnoses. Seniors often take multiple medications, and it's easy to forget to mention a new supplement or an over-the-counter drug. A 2018 study in the American Journal of Medicine found that 30% of seniors had medication-related issues because their doctors didn't have a full list of what they were taking. That's a risk you don't want to take. Let me share a story about Diane, a 71-year-old from Florida. Diane was taking a mix of prescription medications, a daily multivitamin, and some herbal supplements she'd read about online. She didn't think to mention the supplements to her doctor, assuming they were harmless. But during a checkup, she mentioned feeling unusually tired and shaky. When her doctor asked for a full list of everything she was taking, they discovered that one of her supplements was interacting with her heart medication. Diane stopped the supplement, and her symptoms cleared up. She told me, "I had no idea something as simple as a vitamin could cause such a problem. I'm so glad I told my doctor everything." Diane's story is a reminder that your doctor needs a whole picture to keep you safe. Medications, vitamins, and even herbal teas can interact in ways that affect your health. Bringing a complete list ensures your doctor can make informed decisions and avoid prescribing something that could cause problems. It's a simple step that can save you from a lot of trouble. What you can do: make a list of all your medications, including prescriptions, over-the-counter drugs, vitamins, and supplements. Write down the name, dose, and how often you take each one. Keep this list in your wallet or phone, so it's always handy. At your appointment, share the list with your doctor and ask if anything could be causing issues or interacting. If you're unsure about a supplement, ask, "Is this safe for me to take with my other medications?" This small habit can prevent big problems and keep you healthy. Our fifth tip is to follow up and advocate for yourself. Doctor visits don't end when you leave the office. If your symptoms don't improve or you're having side effects from a treatment, don't just wait out. Follow up with your doctor. And if you feel like your concerns aren't being heard, don't be afraid to speak up or seek a second opinion. A 2021 study in the Lancet Healthy Longevity found that seniors who followed up regularly and advocated for themselves were 35% more likely to have their health issues resolved quickly. Being your own advocate is key to staying healthy and independent. Let's talk about John, a 73-year-old from Chicago. John was having shortness of breath during his daily walks, but his doctor initially said it was just aging and suggested he rest more. John didn't feel right about that advice. He knew something was off. He went back and politely pushed for more tests, saying, "I'm still feeling winded, and I want to know why." His persistence paid off. The doctor ordered a lung function test, which caught early signs of COPD, a treatable condition. With the right treatment, John's back to his walks and feeling great. He told me, "Speaking up for myself was the best thing I ever did for my health." 27 minutes. John's story shows that you know your body better than anyone. If something doesn't feel right, trust your instincts and follow up. Advocating for yourself means being proactive, asking for tests if needed, or even seeking a second opinion if you're not satisfied. It's not about being difficult. It's about making sure you get the care you deserve. What you can do: if your symptoms persist or you're having side effects, call your doctor's office and schedule a follow-up. Be clear about what's going on, like, "This medication is making me dizzy," or "I'm still having this symptom." If you feel dismissed, politely say, "I'm concerned about this, and I'd like to explore it further." Consider bringing a trusted friend or family member to appointments for support. If you're still not getting answers, don't hesitate to seek a second opinion. You're the boss of your health, so advocate for yourself. Before we wrap up, I want to share a bonus tip that ties everything together. Build a relationship with your doctor. Having a doctor who knows you, your health history, and your goals makes it so much easier to avoid the mistake of being unprepared or dishonest. A good relationship means your doctor trusts you to share the truth, and you trust them to listen. A 2019 study in the Journal of Family Practice found that seniors with consistent primary care doctor had better health outcomes and fewer hospitalizations. That connection is like a partnership for your health. Let's talk about Alice, an 80-year-old from Australia. Alice used to see different doctors at a walk-in clinic, and she often felt rushed or misunderstood. She decided to find a primary care doctor she could see regularly. Over time, she built a relationship with Dr. Harris, who got to know her health history, her active lifestyle, and even her love for gardening. When Alice started feeling fatigued, she felt comfortable sharing every detail with Dr. Harris, who quickly caught a thyroid issue and started treatment. Alice told me, "Having a doctor who knows me makes me feel so much more confident about my health." Alice's story shows that a strong doctor-patient relationship is a game changer. It makes it easier to be honest, ask questions, and follow up because you feel like you're working as a team. Plus, it's comforting to know there's someone in your corner who understands your health and your goals. What you can do: try to see the same doctor for most of your visits to build trust and familiarity. Share a bit about your life, your hobbies, your family, or your health goals to help your doctor understand you better. If you don't feel comfortable with your current doctor, look for one who listens and makes you feel heard. Check with your insurance or local senior services for recommendations. A good relationship with your doctor is like having a health ally, and it makes every visit more effective. So, there you have it, my friends. The biggest mistake seniors make when visiting the doctor, and 5 practical ways to avoid it, plus a bonus tip to tie it all together. Let's recap. Write down your symptoms beforehand to stay organized. Be honest about all your symptoms, even embarrassing ones. Ask questions and clarify instructions. Bring a complete list of medications and supplements, and follow up while advocating for yourself. And don't forget to build a relationship with your doctor to make every visit count. These tips aren't just about avoiding a mistake. They're about taking charge of your health so you can stay active, independent, and thriving. Stories like Betty's, George's, Maria's, Robert's, Diane's, John's, and Alice's show that small changes in how you approach doctor visits can lead to big improvements in your health. You don't have to overhaul everything overnight. Start with 1 or 2 of these tips at your next appointment, and you'll be amazed at how empowered you feel. Your health is your greatest asset, and you deserve to get the best care possible no matter your age. So I want to hear from you. Have you ever made this mistake at the doctor's office? Or do you have a tip that's worked for you? Drop a comment below and let's start this conversation. Your story could inspire someone else to take charge of their health. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with someone you care about, and hit that subscribe button for more tips on living your best life. Your support means the world to this channel, and it helps us reach more people who need these ideas. Don't wait for your next doctor's appointment to start being your own health advocate. You've got this, and I'm rooting for you. I'll see you in the next video.